This is the Iron Man 2 Marvel Select War Machine figure by Diamond Select Toys. It's a 7-inch figure, and I'm pretty sure it is one of the best figures that Marvel Select has ever produced, or Diamond Select Toys has ever produced, and I'm very glad to have him. Okay, let's get on with it. The major complaint, I think, with this figure is really the proportions, and I can understand where that thing is coming from. It looks a little bit chunky. He looks, in some angles, he looks sort of like a kid in a War Machine suit, but it's really coming from the legs. The legs are a little bit thick. The way they molded the thighs and the leg armor is really just too thick, I think. I think they should have done is just thinned it out and just embossed the plates a little bit more instead of having the whole thing just beefed up. But other than that, the whole sculpt, to me, in my opinion, I think is one of the best War Machine sculpts there is. It is obviously a movie War Machine, and I'm pretty sure, you know, if you give it a chance, it's really gonna warm up to you, because the pictures really make this guy look awful that I've seen on the internet. Okay, let's begin with his accessory, the base. The base is actually 2 pieces, which you can assemble. I've not assembled it because I'll probably keep the base in the packaging, just display him without it. It's nicely done. It looks like a little bit of a lacquer finished wood, but it's actually a little bit, it's made to look like, it's supposed to look like a metallic, it's supposed to have a metallic surface, much like Teletran 1 that's been dirtied up. It says Hammer Advanced Weapon Systems. I don't know what that means. I'm going to watch the movie and find out. The overall feel of the base just really complements the War Machine figure. And if you look at the actual base, or the base plate, it's got a peg, it's got well detailed grill, and it's got these washed out plates that make it appear, look at it's worn out and dirty, and I like that detail, that attention to detail that Diamond Select has done, even with their bases. So very nice if you can display it with the base, but I prefer not to. So let's get rid of that and focus on the figure. It's a wonderful figure. I still like it. I mean, not changed my mind about it. The articulation is a little bit of a downer, and I will explain why. Let me just talk about general articulation. He's got swivel. He's got a hinge ball joint for hips. He's got thigh swivel. He's got a hinge knee and a hinge ball joint ankle. He's got only a hinge shoulder, a hinge elbow, a bicep swivel, and a ball jointed wrist. Finally, he's got the swivel torso and a ball jointed head. And what's really disappointing is really the lack of articulation, particularly in the shoulders. I mean, it does not go in and out, which is a shame, really. They could have done that. The joints are very loose, especially once you snap them off from the paint, excess paint that stuck or glued the joints together. When you first get this, be careful, because like this one, I had to snap off the wrist just to jar it from the paint that's sticking it. But when you do so, the joints just become loose as hell. It's okay. It's okay if you're really into articulating it. But if you're going to display this figure, the knees especially do give way and can really just make your figure sag, which is a shame. But nevertheless, it's still the articulation they put on it is enough to give him a good pose. Particularly interesting is the knee. If you bend the knee forward, there's a little bit of plastic they've made here so that it looks like it's still a whole piece instead of giving it a gap, which is very nice. And really, the whole drama that happens in this figure in articulating him happens here in the head. The ball joint is like an ultra ball joint in my opinion, because you can get him into such wonderful poses. The neck, I mean, very dramatic poses, and I think this particular joint saved the whole figure. So there. Onto his features. He's got some detailing of the guns on his forearm. He's got one main gun, which does not does not slide from end to end. It just stays there and hinges. It's on a ball joint, so you can still get it in some decent poses. There is no missile rack, unfortunately, so minus that, you know, some point deductions for movie accuracy. I wish they could have put another one. Just a missile, a small missile rack would have been nice. And really, the main reason why you're getting this figure is really for the head sculpt, because the faceplate is removable. If you remove it, it will reveal the face of Lieutenant Colonel Rhodes, and you can snap the faceplate on top. Bit of a disappointment there for me. I was expecting a little bit of a small hinge here to just pop it up. Yeah, but I guess that was asking for too much. The head sculpt or the face sculpt is a good semblance to Don Cheadle, I think, in my opinion. Just when you're if you're going to get this figure, pick one that has the best paint apps, because some are make him look goofy, but this one is the least goofy of all the, I guess, the face paints or figures I've seen. But it is very close to how Don Cheadle looks like. I'm very impressed with the way Marvel Select has handled this one. So very nice. And I'm sure a lot of you are wondering size comparisons. How does he compare with the other figures? So we're gonna do just that. Just give him in his game face mode. Okay. Here he is with the 8-inch War Machine from Hasbro, and here he is with the ultra fantastic, magnificent 6-inch Walmart exclusive War Machine. And he compares very well. He's not the best. This guy is still the best. The Walmart exclusive is still by far the best War Machine figure out there. However, in terms of paint apps and detailing on just the paint details on him, this guy is probably a winner. The whole shiny metallic look to him, it just gives War Machine a whole new feel, rather than the dull and charred look of this one. The 8-inch is actually a good sculpt. I'm a big fan of this sculpt. The only problem I had is I wish they would have painted it in as good a way as they painted this one. Then they would have been comparable with each other. At any rate, it is still a wonderful figure, and I'm very glad to have it. Now, if you're a casual collector of the Iron Man figures or War Machine figures, my suggestion is you can skip these other guys and just stick with the 6-inch figure. If you're a hardcore collector of Iron Man figures, or you just love War Machine like I do, then I highly recommend you get the Marvel Select, because it is not as disappointing as the pictures make him look, and you can really be impressed if you give him a chance. And you know, and I'm not sure if Hasbro is coming up with a Don Cheadle face, but if you want a Rhodey face, a War Machine with a Rhodey face, then I highly recommend you get the Marvel Select War Machine. So with that said, I hope this video has been very helpful to many of you who are wondering whether this figure was any good or not. I certainly think it is a worthy purchase. I hope you will in turn give it a second chance before just dismissing it. If you are in Manila and you're wondering where I got the figure, I got it at R Toys in V Mall in Green Hills. If you're interested, you can run over there and see what other toys the shop has. There you go. The Marvel Select Iron Man 2 War Machine 7-inch figure by Diamond Select Toys. Thanks for watching.